morning, ladies and gentlemen. Here are the top stories of the day as covered on Mega News. 7 additional people are cited in the investigation into safety failures at the Yolanda factory in a case linked to the explosion that killed 5 workers in January. According to reports, the case file expands potential responsibility beyond the 3 main figures initially examined. The file focuses on people who signed permits or carried out work despite alleged irregularities or insufficient checks. Investigators list 4 engineers who signed a building permit for a structure where a basement existed but did not appear on official plans. 2 other engineers approved a 2018 expansion despite the basement being absent from studies and the presence of illegal tanks. 1 plumber is cited for installing propane piping through a non-standard process without required safety measures. The file also refers to possible responsibility among regional and urban planning officials for inspections that were not carried out. Courts will decide how many people may be summoned. Judicial sources say arrest warrants in the next 24 hours cannot be ruled out. So far, the only person arrested is the factory owner, who remains in pre-trial detention. He is due to appear before an investigating judge today for a supplementary statement after new evidence about upgraded felony charges. Greece is moving to reclaim photographs linked to the 1944 execution of 200 resistance prisoners after the images surfaced online and triggered political and public reaction. The photos, set to show the final moments before the executions at the Kessariani shooting range, were removed from eBay, halting an auction that had drawn attention across Greece. Belgian collector Tim de Crenne says he closed the auction himself and remains open to dialogue with Greek authorities. He says watermark removal altered the images, leaving authenticity under review. Parliament Speaker Nikitas Kakelamanis and government spokesperson Pavlos Marinakis say the Greek Ministry of Culture is starting procedures to acquire the photos if they are verified. Experts will travel to Ghent to assess authenticity and provenance. The Central Council of Modern Monuments will examine possible classification as a monument, creating a legal basis for a state claim. Historians, institutions and relatives are also trying to identify the people shown. The process continues, with some identifications disputed. Traffic disruption is continuing in the Greater Athens Piraeus area as maintenance work affects a main tollway route to the airport. Authorities say maintenance at the Losion Tunnel on the Attiki Odos is interrupting traffic on the eastbound lanes towards Athens International Airport until February 22nd. On Monday afternoon, closures at several junctions feeding into the eastbound tollway led to congestion across major roads in the capital. Nearly the entire eastbound stretch was affected from Elefsina to the airport. Traffic pressure also spread to other highways. The main north-south Athens-Lamia highway saw delays at rush hour. Congestion was also reported on the highway linking Athens with Corinth and onward to the Peloponnese. The works are expected to continue through peak periods, with further delays likely while maintenance is underway. Parents in Greece are facing rising baby formula prices, with some products costing up to 3 times more than in other European countries. Recent data shows baby formula prices in Greece have increased sharply over the past year. Powdered milk is now priced between 32 and 213% higher compared to elsewhere in Europe. Several products recorded year-on-year increases between 2025 and 2026. An 800-gram formula for 1 to 3-year-olds saw a 7% increase. A number 2 formula in the same size rose more than 10%. A 400-gram toddler milk rose more than 17%, while a number 1 infant milk in 400 grams increased nearly 19%. Other essentials are also more expensive. Beef prices are up 25% year-on-year. Chocolate products rose more than 20% and coffee nearly 18%. The increases come amid broader inflation. Data from Hellenic Statistic Authority show annual inflation at 2.5% in January 2026, slightly lower than December. Severe weather is affecting Greece, with heavy storms causing flooding, landslides and road damage in western and northern regions. Authorities report widespread disruptions and safety warnings as infrastructure sustains damage. On Corfu, rainfall has reached its highest level in 50 years. In a village, a coastal road split in 2, isolating businesses and tourist lodgings. Officials say continuous rain has destabilized slopes, with rocks and soil falling even during lighter rainfall. In northern Greece, flooding has hit Thessaloniki. In the Kalamari Victoria district, water reached up to 40 centimeters inside some businesses. A balcony collapse in another area raised concerns about landslides. The region of Ipiros has recorded multiple landslides, cutting off roads and damaging homes. On the island, storms also caused damage. On Chios, waves damaged a road near the harbour. On Limnos, coastal roads collapsed and low-lying areas flooded. On roads, strong winds brought down trees and led to temporary road closures. Forecasts show more rain and local storms nationwide with snow in mountainous areas. Conditions are expected to ease by early Wednesday. In Athens and the wider Attica area, rain and storms are forecast with winds strengthening later in the day. These were the top stories of the day as covered on Mega News. Thank you for watching.